all you silver stackers out there. Wow, we got a heck of an audience popping in quick on the Tuesday evening. This is awesome. Tuesday must be the day, huh? Thousandaire Radio, welcome coming in first, Mr. Stapler, PTK Collectibles. Thanks for coming in. Welcome back, PTK. Welcome back. PMG Stacks, good evening. Thank you. Reckless Collections, Brilliance. Hello, sir. J Investments, welcome. Thanks for waving and saying hello. Big Green Stacker, welcome back. TFT, Ant of Egypt, hello, sir. How are you enjoying TNT? How are you enjoying the Discord, man? We dropping little nuggets of information, little good conversations with the community, I think. Appreciate you. I got all their cash today, Thousandaire Radio says. He's gobbling up all the cash for that silver right there. Mr. Happy Stacker, hello there. Naptime 43, appreciate the conversation in the comments, Naptime. Thanks for being here. JK Pioneer, Novice Prep. Woo, we got a crowd. Thank you all very, very much for being here. Appreciate you very much. It makes this worthwhile, right? I don't want to talk to myself. I want to talk to people. So this is awesome. Hopefully you guys feel the same way. Raising a Yingling to you, Silverfolk. Oh yeah, we got the oldest brewery in the America, right? Out there out of Pennsylvania. Heck yeah, Yinglings are nice. Yeah, evening. Hope everybody's doing well. The poll today, probably motivated some by my own intuition and conversation from last video, but also, you know, it's just funny how the things that we talk about just get substantiated by other people day after day after day. Isn't that kind of fun? But Silver Seeker dropped a video today where his habitual coin store that he talks to, right? They all kind of like have their coin store they talk to, and that guy was saying that they're running on hard times buying. They're having trouble buying because they can't get but $15 back a spot from the wholesalers, and they're getting to a point where, you know, the illiquidity of silver is drying up. It's just not enough buyers coming in and just buying random stuff. It's interesting. I don't ever think there's going to be a point where we can't go somewhere and buy silver, but one of the kind of the scarier scenarios that they did mention on there was that I have to wave the hands every now and then so you guys know like I'm actually here. One of the things that they did talk about was that he felt like some local coin shops were probably going to go belly up if the price kept going up and the illiquidity in the market and the wholesalers kept kind of like turning down product and paying so low that they may not be able to make ends meet. Because yeah, you know, if you have $1 million, if you have $1 million cash that you can buy with, and you get, you know, 500,000 of it tied up in stuff that you can't flip to the wholesaler, you can't sell really quickly, and then like next week you spend another 100K, etc., and you know, like eventually it just keeps adding up and not piling up, and eventually you get to that point where like you're like, man, I can't buy anything, and then the price drops 10-15 bucks, and all of a sudden you can't sell it except for a loss, and you just can't get in a bad situation. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope the price kind of keeps trickling up slowly, calmly. We'll see though. That's just, I mean, that is the reality we're in right now. The Silver Surfer and Iron Man team up, they'd be alloys. If the Silver Surfer and Iron Man team up, they'd be alloys. Yeah, that'd be that would be interesting. What would that be? What metal is that? That would almost be like pewter. $96.04 on AppMex, finally above $95. Nanja Ninja. What's up? You loving the Discord, man? Thanks for being here. Silver is in your future if you hit that like button. Yeah. Silver will go to 200 if we get 200 likes. Silver goes to 200. Maybe not today, but you know, eventually. All right, that's enough rambling. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Take your shoes off. Sit back on the sofa. Lift your feet up. You're welcome to put your feet up on the coffee table in my house. It's fine. Relax. Get comfortable. Shake the dirt off before you come in. I'll get you a beverage. We can all hang out here and chat and have a good time. Is that okay? How many of you went out and bought the Dark Pools book like I recommended? 0? Okay, that's what I expected. All right, let's switch over to this screen here. Boom. And lo and behold, we've got the Kitco spot prices. Yesterday was kind of a day. Or today was kind of a day, I guess. Today or yesterday was kind of a day. I don't know. I don't know what day was. Doesn't it all kind of bleed together? Silver started out kind of low and then kind of rallied back. And interestingly enough, gold had quite the day. So, you know, in the last probably 6+ months, it's felt like silver was way outpacing gold on the Richter scale of volatility going up. But here we are with gold having finally a positive, what was like 1.5%, 2% day, and silver was down a little bit, and now we've kind of come right back. Or no, silver ended fine, but yeah, we got the charts. I could just look at the chart if I want to do that. So yeah, we had this range. We talked about it. We keep talking about these ranges. Hey, and if you guys want to know, I actually, this is fun. Anybody care? I was just having some fun with some trading today, and I was like, you know what? I literally, this is all I did. This is how sophisticated I was. You see this little red arrow? Can y'all see that little red arrow right there? That's when I sold, because it was overbought at that point. It was overbought and the MACD had crossed over. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to sell some. You see that little blue arrow right there? That's where I bought it back, taking in the profit. This was just paper trading, just for having some funsies while I was sitting there at work. And then this is where I bought it back, because here it was signaling that it was oversold and the MACD crossed back over in the positive, as you can kind of tell. And so I bought back, and you can see we are sitting here right now waiting for our take profit mark to hit, which based on this drawing is very, very close to just hitting my take profit. And we got a stop loss way down here below the average trend line. But my point with this, is simply that there's ways to make money if you really want to when silver's going down and when silver's going up. It is by Scott Patterson, their thousandaire. If you're interested, this is Dark Pools, The Rise of the Machine Traders and the Rigging of the U.S. Stock Market by Scott Patterson. Fun book. Fun if you're into horrific realities. My wallet likes silver coins. It says they have more character. I like silver coins. Hey, you see right here, we got a little bit of silver coins on the table. This is United States constitutional silver being represented here today. Not those stanky pure rounds. We got the good stuff. Me love silver long time. Abel Hurtado, welcome. Thanks for being here, Abel. Yep, I feel you. Wholesome One, my LCS is having trouble moving bullion, so they keep on buying it. So Wholesome One, you're saying that they can't sell it, so they just keep buying it? Is that what you're saying, or is it? Or are you making? Sometimes if there's a joke. That would be Tony Rad. Oh, is that Tony Rad, the LCS owner for Silver Seekers channel? He's a good dude. I like all the channels, man. I watch everybody's channel. I really do enjoy all the channels. I can parse through, the noise and the BS every now and then when I need to, and I'm fine. So Nanja Ninja's looking at the APMEX escalated premiums here, but we are doing pretty good. Let's go back to a chart y'all can actually see. Again, we are at 95.22. We have absolutely, I wonder if my drawings are still on here. Yeah, well, I must have been zoomed in a different spot, but let's see if we can just make this work. See if we can just make this work. Come on, let me manipulate the screen. No, I'd have to go like that and then put it back on. Anyway, you get the point. We were drawing channels today. I was just having some fun trying to look through everything, but yeah, we've got to, again, this is good. This is good. I like this. And again, I'm not going to waste your time all day with charting because I do want to get into something else today. But we are, we've got now like that double bottom test, that W formation. Let me clean this up. Let me get my friend off here. When we got that W formation, we can, again, hold on. Where's my disclaimer? Where's the disclaimer? There she is. There she is. Oh, yeah. Get that? All right, so we start to see that double, that retest at the 95 level. We've got that double bottom retested. I like it. It makes me feel strong and proud and like I'm making the right decisions when I see that. That's good stuff. So we'll take that all day long. Penny Scouts in the house. Thanks for being here. I think they will always buy it. You just might not like to buy back. Yeah, exactly, Penny Scout. There's always a price that somebody's willing to pay. It may just be much lower than you want, but it's there. Tony Stark Iron Man mixed with Norin Rad Silver Surfer alloys. Nice. Yeah, we got it. Oh, the alloys. Oh, Tony Rad. I got it now. I'm a little slow on that one. PTK Collectibles. I think about Philly nights drinking every now and then. So thankful we got to meet and spend time together. Great food, beer company was had. You are all watching a real one here, guys. PTK, appreciate you too, man. Yeah, we I will never forget the people that we hung out with in Philadelphia, going to the Mint together, hanging out in the market, just grabbing meals, grabbing drinks, great times. That is that is really kind of like what it's all about, no matter what community you're in. So I appreciate you saying that, man. And yeah, it was good times all around. And it's right back at you, dude. Right back at you. I don't know if your message got I think your message actually got purged from the bot for some reason, or you deleted it, but hold on. Nightbot don't own me. Watch this, Nightbot. Suck it. Hold up. Get out of here, Nightbot. Get out of here, Nightbot. I got something to say. Anyway, I'm gonna put your message back up there because I appreciate that. It makes me feel good to hear that. But yeah, no, it's right back at you, big dog. All right, so somebody came in, Mr. POTUS. What's going on, Mr. POTUS? 5,000. How's the market today? The market's looking pretty healthy. Pretty healthy. We got some bullhorns in the chat. I think we got some bullhorns out there. There she is, right there. We're already back up 1% today, popping over 95. I mean, I still like look back at this and I go, man, like how are we above 90? Like how are we above 50? It just, it really was not that long ago that I was complaining, literally complaining to my wife in the kitchen, going, I just bought silver at $27 an ounce. And I'm like, this might have been the biggest mistake that I've made with our money in a while. We'll find out in like a month. Yeah, I guess it worked out. Guess it worked out. You can tell the level of confidence I had when it went from like 18 to 25 and 27. I was like, oh, this is bad. It's over. It's over. It's all over. And then we look at 90 and it's just like, oh, I wish 50s were back. It is the psychology of us humans is very interesting to me. All right. My LCS will buy silver, but won't trade it for gold. Oh, that's interesting, Nap Time. I have heard that again, all of my information about local coin shops is the same people that get y'all information, you know, what y'all say in this chat, what people say in the Discord, and what I hear on all these different YouTube channels and stuff that I follow. And it sounds like there's no issues with gold. It sounds like gold is still that steady eddy resource, commodity, and whether it goes up or down a little bit, nobody seems to really care. And it's still highly liquid. People are still buying, and coin shops are, they're not murking you. You know what I mean? They're not trying to give you 20% under spot and stuff. But it's interesting. I got a question. I should have made a different poll. I should have asked the question. Oh, being Becky now. What's up? Let me switch screens for you right quick. So if you guys are, again, if you're new to the channel, I love to read. I love to try to educate myself. I love to gain wisdom by listening to others. But the first book that we started with in January, this is a short book. The first book that we talked about in January was The Noise Factor. And now we have moved on to Dark Pools by Scott Patterson. Excuse me. And we will have another book probably going to be at the end of February or March, because I know this one's going to take a little bit more time for people to read, but I can't really have conversations with people about these books unless I give them a chance to read them, right? So that's what it's all about. Oh, the next book, I'll go ahead and give you a heads up. The next book is going to be The Changing World Order by Ray Dalio, if you want to get ahead of that one. But anyway, the book club, the silver and gold book club that nobody asked for, but I'm giving it to you anyway. It's the way it works. Sorting through loose change while enjoying the live stream. That's a good idea. That's a good thing to do. Sort through some old copper pennies, looking for Wheaties and stuff. That's not a bad idea. Gold is just chilling. Absolutely. Gold is at $4,800 on AppMex. Yeah, nice. Just remember, Ninja, these bullion dealers, their spot prices are kind of derived by what they want. Like they kind of like pick and choose whichever spot price is the highest, and they kind of go with that one. So for my consistency here, I just go from the bid price of Kitco, and it's just for consistency. So day in, day out, we can see the changes more clearly. If I jump around to different spot prices, it kind of like it kind of loses its relationship to each other, and it's harder to talk about. All right, what the hell was that? Oh, hey guys. That's funny. Okay, you remember how I said don't ever put a market order? So what just happened is um right before this little dump drop off, my take profit triggered on this trade. So I guess somebody did a market order. They popped my take profit price point. So that trade is completed now. And then it dropped a little bit right afterwards. That's kind of funny. Look at that. It doesn't get much. It don't get much luckier than that, boys and girls. We literally took the profit right at the very top of the current day intraday trade. Anyway, that's how you trade. If anybody wanted a quick, tutorial on how I trade, you buy it low down here where that blue candle is, and you sell it right here, literally at the top pip of the red candle right there is where we just sold and took profits. So hey, there you go. You didn't know you were gonna log in today and get a quick trading tutorial, but there you go. It worked out, and it was literally right before this drop off, this dump just happened. That feels good. I'm guessing we're probably going to be in the oversold territory. We're probably going to just march our way right back up to 95. It happens. It happens. Yeah, good timing. I mean, I did chart it all out, and anyway, it's not perfect. If it were perfect, I would just be doing it my whole life and, sitting around with trillions of dollars, right? It's not perfect. There's losses too, but that one worked out pretty dang good. Let's see, what else we got going? I don't read, puts me to sleep faster than a shot of morphine. I read a lot. Reading is like meditating. I don't know if that makes sense. Or mindfulness, like when you first start reading, you find yourself getting distracted after like 2 or 3 minutes. And then, if you do that for like a month, all of a sudden you can read for like 10, 15 minutes at a time without getting distracted. And then if you do that for like another month or two, then all of a sudden you can read 30 minutes to 45 minutes without getting distracted. Then all of a sudden you can read 2-3 hours without getting distracted. It's just like any other muscle that you train or like ability skill that you have. It's just you gotta train yourself to do it. But I understand what you're saying, Scout. I sold a couple of 100-gram Valcambi bars last week for slightly over spot on my Canadian LCS. I'm planning on selling another 10 ounce for gold soon. Wholesome one. I'm planning on going and grab some gold myself, man. I'm itching to pick up some big gold. Like big gold as in like a 50 centavos or whatever, 50 pesos, 50 pesos, centenarios, 1.2 ounce piece of gold and stuff for Mexico. That's what I'm looking for. I think it's time I pull the trigger on one of those. Even though we're at all-time highs, I feel like I'm the all-time high king, man. I only buy when new prices are being established. It feels like it's crazy. And American Silver Eagle just got its wings. Is that what it was? Somebody clicked the like button and it shot back up. That was fun. That was good. Okay, should we change the tone of the live stream? Now, I promise I'm not a doomsdayer. I am what would be considered probably like a cautious prepper. Like, I just want to have enough that, if a month of bad times came my way, me and my family would be all right. If 6 months came our way, well, we better have spent that month going and acquiring more goods and stuff, or taking goods or finding a place to go that's more safe and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at, right? But there's this thing. Oh wait, before we get into this thing, okay, I'm gonna go into some really fun legalese. Okay, are you guys ready? I mean, I probably shouldn't have said this before doing it because now everybody's gonna just log off. But there's a very important act by Congress that was been signed into law that I think that we need to kind of digest a little bit, understand where the United States is going with its currency. Because that seems to be a talking point for the stacker communities. We always talk about, the debasement of the US dollar and inflation and, Weimar Germany's hyperinflation. And we talk about all that stuff, but we don't like ever back it up with anything. So like, I felt like today I should back it up. And if Penny Scout is here, I will never forget one of the last times Penny Scout told me something was that he gets scared every single time he comes into one of my live streams. And I hate to tell you, Penny, today might be one of those days. Anyway, all right, before we get into that, here's some breaking news for you guys. Again, stuff, hopefully I can provide some information that other people aren't giving you with like actual information, like real data. I try. Lee Chevry, what's up? Just did a junk silver for a 1 ounce gold maple. Oh, what a trade right there. I like that trade. I have gold FOMO and junk does not mean very much to me. Good evening, stackers. Law, land, air, water, space. There you go. Jurisdiction laws. Exactly. Stock market lost over $1 trillion today. Not your boy. I didn't lose $1 trillion today. I bought, actually. I actually put quite a bit of money into the stock market today. I just that's the way I live my life, man. Buy dips, sell euphoria, and buy fear, right? It works. It works. It's slow and steady, but it works. In some groups, quoting anything about Kitco prices will get you tarred and feathered. It's all right, nap time. I can be a group of one if I have to be. I'm not afraid. We'll make it. We'll figure this out together. All right. Okay. So what are we looking at, Dragoon? All right. So delivery date 1/21/2026. That would be tomorrow. Intent date 1/16/2026. January 2026. COMEX silver futures, direct from the CME Group's mouth. Okay. Here's what we're looking at. See how this total down here is 345 to 345? These were contracts. Okay. The total month to date, 8,288. That just, I will tell you this, that's a lot of contracts, ladies and gentlemen. I will refer back to that old stream we did where we talked about COMEX contracts. Normally they're in like the 3,000 range for the average. This is 8,288 in January. March has over 100,000. Okay, here we go. Silver is lawful money. Fiat is legal tender. Love me tender. Anyway, I wanted to start the stream today singing "It's the End of the World" and we know it, but I'll be fine. But I felt that was a little bit too crazy. All right, so here's where we're at. Firm name would be the institution that is owning these contracts. Issued and stopped. So this doesn't make much sense, but Wells Fargo, 12 contracts. Bank of America, 275 contracts. Morgan Stanley, 36 contracts. JP Morgan stopped 340 contracts. Okay, those are the only ones that matter. What this is saying is these guys have to deliver silver. Their contracts that were purchased by JP Morgan. JP Morgan stood for delivery. And these guys get to pay out to JP Morgan 5,000 ounces of silver per contract. Isn't that fun? So, I don't know, man. I feel like this is all probably prearranged or something, or they're all working out a deal. But it's kind of funny to see that there's still a lot of ounces of silver wanting to go to delivery, and JP Morgan is taking it. Yeah, again, just kind of going back to the fact that we're keeping an eye on this because we want to know what is going down in March. That is what I'm scared about. Like, well, I'm not scared is the wrong word. I'm honestly kind of excited to see what happens in March because it doesn't really matter. But we'll get there. Okay. Anybody ever heard of the Genius Act? Fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump signs Genius Act into law. And don't just blame Donald J. Trump when this goes down, because it was introduced, it passed the Senate, it passed the House, the president signed it into law. Okay, you guys see the screen? So yeah, we can't blame any one person. This is universal here. Let's see if we can see the actual actions that were taken on this bill. Am I showing you guys something that nobody's ever seen before in their life directly from the U.S. Congress website? Anyway. All right, on passage, passed by yeas and nays, 308 yeas to 122 nays. So pretty unanimously decided. That's pretty good in the House. We can go find the Senate if we really care. 68 to 30, so pretty much the same proportion of senators as House representatives basically passed this bill. So Genius Act is passed into law. So this is direct from the whitehouse.gov's fact sheets. We're going to read this act. It's not that long. We're going to read the bullet points of this act. I'm not going to go through and read this. You can download this and read this crap on your own time. We're going to read this. And as we go, you guys let me know if you're on board with what's going to come down the pipeline here or not. Making America the leader in digital assets. Today, President Donald J. Trump signed the Genius Act, into law a historic piece of legislation that will pave the way for the United States to lead the global digital currency revolution. Now, as we read this, remember, this was signed into law. Okay? Sorry, let's just remember that. Gold all-time high, Able, excuse me, Able. Yeah, gold all-time high. We take those wins. Heard it's for the crypto plan 666 Act. I figured out the plan: buy and sell at all the same time. Yeah, I mean, it does work as long as you're like not buying the same thing, right? All right. The Genius Act prioritized consumer protection. Oh, that's my favorite word with government. Whenever they say they're doing it for your own protection, it always kind of means something else. Strengthens the US dollar's reserve currency status and bolsters our national security. Don't you guys don't you feel safer already? Just in that opening line, I feel safe. I don't know about you. The Genius Act will make America the undisputed leader in digital assets, bringing massive investment and innovation to our country. Here's how they're going to protect us. Here's how you and I are going to be protected from ourselves. You ready? President Trump supports the Genius Act because it protects consumers from nefarious actors in financial markets. This long overdue legislation creates the first ever federal regulatory system for stablecoins, ensuring their stability and trust through strong reserve requirements. The Genius Act requires 100% reserve backing with liquid assets like the US dollars or short-term treasuries, and requires issuers to make monthly public disclosures of the composition of reserves. Alexa, what's the definition of an oxymoron? Okay, so their stability and trust of strong reserve requirements means that these stable coins that are going to be the future of our currency are backed by United States dollars. Isn't that the thing that we're all trying to get out of? Fun times, isn't it? So these stable coins will be strengthened because of strong assets like the US dollar as being required for their reserves. I feel better already. Nanja Ninja it's that old Reagan quote: the most terrifying words in the English language are "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." 100%, buddy. It's like the Patriot Act wasn't all that patriot. So the Genius Act, yeah, it's just like the Affordable Care Act wasn't all that affordable, right? The names of acts are always the opposite. It's going to be the stupid act. All right, stablecoin issuers must comply with strict marketing rules to protect consumers from deceptive practices. Ooh, you mean they can't advertise to us like DraftKings on every single channel constantly, trying to suck us into every single stablecoin that exists out there? Crucially, they are forbidden from making misleading claims that their stablecoins are backed by the U.S. government. They can't even claim that the stablecoins are backed by the U.S. government, even though they're supposed to be backed by the U.S. dollar, federally insured, or legal tender. So these new stablecoins that we're supposed to have our trust in, that's supposed to strengthen the reserve currency status of the United States dollar, can't even be marketed as federally insured, legal tender, or backed by the U.S. government. That's really soothing. The Genius Act aligns state and federal stablecoin frameworks, ensuring fair and consistent regulation throughout the country. Okay, sure, whatever. Digital money backed by currency, backed by faith in the government. There you go, Stapler. Ding, ding, ding. Hold on, where's the applause button? We'll give you this one. We're just going to give you this one. It's not offensive. I'm not calling you this. That's what I feel. All right. In the event of insolvency of a stablecoin issuer, isn't that comforting, guys? When one of these sprung up on a whim, stablecoin issuers goes insolvent and loses all of your money, here's what will happen. The Genius Act prioritizes stablecoin holders' claims over all other creditors, ensuring a final backstop of consumer protection. Yeah, but guess what? Even if they go bankrupt, it doesn't mean that every debtor and creditor is going to get paid back. And they're literally saying it's not backed. It's not backed by the U.S. government. It's not federally insured. So what? I get to take them to court, and if they have 100 million left we all get to split $5. Like, what are we talking about here? All right, so like it's just contradiction after contradiction. It's like, I don't know. All right, ensuring U.S. dollar global reserve currency status. By driving demand for U.S. treasuries, stablecoins will play a crucial role in ensuring the continued global dominance of the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency. So here's the summary here. So because the rest of the world no longer wants our short-term debt in U.S. treasuries, we're going to create in thin air digital currency backed by fiat money to purchase our own U.S. treasuries. So now our debt is being purchased by Fugazi Fazazi. Guys, it's over. It's over. The Genius Act will generate increased demand for U.S. debt and cement the dollar's status as the global reserve currency by requiring stablecoin issuers to back their assets with treasuries and U.S. dollars. Additionally, the Genius Act will play a key role in attracting more digital asset activity to the country by providing clear rules and promoting responsible innovation in the stablecoin market. So literally, we're going to create stablecoins that you're supposed to use for your business transactions throughout the United States that's quote unquote has reserves of US dollars backing it. Okay, that's where we start. And then this is the initial wave of stablecoins simply are going to be there to drive innovation into more stable coins. Oh man, I can't wait to be an early adopter of stablecoins, boys. This is gonna be fun. Snake eats the tail, infinite money loop. Yeah, Con Robin, this is the infinite money glitch. It's just like all those guys doing that like Stripe the TikTok trend. This is insane. It's like the US government has figured out, you know what we can do, boys? You know what we can do? Why do we keep printing US dollars when we could just make some digital stuff and we don't even have to worry about buying our debt with anything real at all? Like, we can just keep it going. All right. To be fair, the plan is not as ridiculous as the dollar itself. I don't know. It's like the third layer of ridiculous, though. Stablecoin. What's up, Walter? Oh, by the way, I haven't even gotten to the best part. We're getting into the best part next. I paused for a breath here. Lumel Donato bought Bitcoin at 49,000, knowing Trump will be a crypto king. Yeah, a lot of people kind of knew that Trump was. I mean, obviously his family, right? I think his son was buying a lot of Bitcoin and stuff, so there were indicators that Bitcoin is. But it doesn't. I don't know that Bitcoin is going to be what's pegged. We'll see. I hope it is. I mean, I own Bitcoin, so why not? Not touching the unstable coins. Yeah, we'll see, Lee. I mean, it won't look. This is just the beginning of removing physical currency out of the entire system. Let's be real. There's going to be a point where, all right, take it out, Nanja Ninja. There's going to be a point where we have all the businesses and banking system is hooked up with stablecoin alternatives and US currency, right? So your digital dollars and your digital stablecoins will be working simultaneously. They might even do like a 1-to-1 exchange, right? Like, or maybe honestly, what they would probably do is a 1 US dollar to 10 stablecoin exchange to kind of entice people to want to switch to the stablecoin currency. And then what they're going to do is they will then remove coinage from the banking system. They'll say, hey, we no longer need coins. Let's just market everything to the $1 level, and we'll just make transactions at the dollar. So then you'll have physical cash. You won't need the coinage. That'll be dead. They can just refine that into metals. And then eventually, when people are more and more comfortable with stable coins, they will just make the full transition over and no longer have physical paper currency. It'll all just be digital asset books and digital transactions. That's what I would imagine is the actual goal. But we're going to get into the next part. We're going to get into how they're going to combat illegal activity to keep you safe next. Dragoon, tune into David's Straight videos. He teaches you about the system and what it really is. He says, don't use we or us. He says, don't use we or us. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying with that part. I bought silver at $22 and still buying. Me too. Is it Lou Maldonado? I'm still buying as well. I saw this episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia with printing Patty's dollars, a self-sustaining economy. Yeah. Other poor countries with worse currency eat the tail, not the snake. Yet. Bitcoin 300K, but you do you. I mean, I own Bitcoin. I don't know. I own it all. I figure, why not have a little bit of everything? Why do I have to be all or none in one thing when I can be all over the place and capture a lot of things? I received my mail today, Silver Dragoon. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. My pleasure, Walter. Glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got the stickers and everything showed up. Just another way to tax the poor who can't afford the newest iPhone with enhanced biometric security. The only device that can buy goods with using your digital American currency. Ding, ding, ding. Supply is tight and hard to increase. Industrial demand is exploding. Inventories are... Okay, Stacker Kim is explaining to us why silver is going to the moon. All right, let's get into how they're going to combat illicit activity, which I found to be pretty fascinating. Yeah, if you thought the Patriot Act was interesting, wait. Through regulation and registration of stablecoin issuers, so these are like the, let's just call them banks for S's and giggles, right? So the issuers are like the banks, along with coordination with the Treasury Department on sanctions enforcement.
Stay a while and listen.
The Genius Act reinforces our national security. We're going to be more secure as a nation with this stuff. Kenshi Kenji, thanks for subscription. Appreciate you being here. Diversification is absolutely the way to go. All right. The Genius Act explicitly subjects stablecoin issuers to the Bank Secrecy Act. So you just explicitly are tied into the Bank Secrecy Act, FYI, thereby clearly obligating them to establish effective anti-money laundering and sanctions compliance programs with risk assessments, sanctions list verification, and customer identification. So just by participating in this system, I mean, I understand that we are already a part of that with the banking system and the digital accounts and all that stuff. We're already in this. I understand everything's being tracked, credit cards and all that stuff. It's all being tracked. Every transaction's being tracked. Again, it's still here. This legislation improves the Treasury Department's ability to combat illicit stablecoin activities by enhancing its sanctions evasion and money laundering enforcement capabilities. I have a question for you guys. If every single transaction is recorded on the blockchain for every single user, do you think that they're only going to be targeting specific types of transactions or specific amounts? Or are you thinking that they're going to record every single transaction that every single person makes, store that data, and then use AI to scrape through it and look for tendencies and patterns to determine what you can and can't spend your money on? I don't know. Wonder which one they're going to choose. All stablecoin issuers must possess the technical ability to seize, freeze, or burn payment stablecoins when legally required to do so, and must comply with lawful orders to do so. I want to read that one a couple more times very slowly. Remember, stablecoin issuers would be like, I don't know, the banks that create stablecoins, the clearing houses or brokerages or investment fund houses that have stablecoin that can create their own stablecoins. Maybe the U.S. government, if they create their own U.S. DT stablecoin or something, or CBDC or whatever. Let me read this again, what they said that they should be able to do. All stablecoin issuers must, not may, must possess the technical capability to seize, freeze, or burn payment when legally required, and must comply with lawful orders to do so. So basically, what they're saying is that if something determines that you could be possibly doing something illicit, or it deems that whatever you're purchasing could be against the good security of the nation, they could literally take everything from you and stop your ability to purchase anything and stop your bank. Like, they could, it's just going to be even easier to do. Going to be even easier to do than it is today. Yeah. They will track it all and AI will filter it for certain. Yeah, I get it. I mean, again, I'm asking rhetorical questions. Who will win the bowl, the Super Bowl? It'll be the Seattle Seahawks. That'll be who wins it. Everything. Why else for a new data center? Yeah, I mean, Barry. I mean, they need the data centers. The reason why the U.S. government is pushing for data centers to be created at a high rate is for two things. They want to win the AI war, the AI race, because he who leads the AI innovation is going to be the one that can lead military powers and world domination and stuff like that. Like, again, not like doomsday-ish, but just, you have much more leverage if you have stronger weapons and you have stronger and smarter intelligence, right? So this absolutely, they're going to use those data centers to also track all of this information and to run computations against it to try to determine. I mean, what was that movie with Tom Cruise where they were like basically foresighting crimes, and like they were arresting people for crimes that they never actually did, but like their algorithms determined that they were like going to do or something, because they could look in the future and be like, oh, you're going to commit this crime at some point, therefore we're arresting you preemptively. I legitimately feel like there's going to be a dystopian world in the future where something is going to say like, hey, in the same month you bought alcohol, 9mm ammo, gas, and it's like, bro, I was just going to have a camping trip with the boys. Like, wasn't trying to do anything nefarious. Chill. Don't freeze my assets. Like, I feel like we're gonna be in a world where you're gonna have to explain like every freaking. They're gonna have to probably have some kind of like digital PDF document that you have to fill out your intentions of what you purchased, that gets approved by some AI bot to determine if you're gonna like actually use it for that or something. I think it's gonna get crazy. I really do. Because the erosion of our rights has been happening for a long time now, and we just keep like taking little chunks out. Minority Report. I think it was Minority Report. But I appreciate everybody throwing some ideas out there. We'll see what happens. What does that mean when they can legally order them to burn stablecoins? That's messed up. Who wants to buy something that can destroy? I think what they're saying is burn payment. I don't know. I think that what they're saying is that they can kill the transactions or so. I don't know. Maybe we can get Congress to explain to us what this means before they vote for it. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Our representatives that represent us have already voted for it. They didn't explain that to us, did they? I apologize, guys. Hey, I apologize. We'll get there. Anyway. Delivering on promises to make America the crypto capital of the world. Again, this is all signed into law, so it's gonna happen at some point. Unless the next president comes in and just, I guess, signs executive orders disbanding it all. I mean, we kind of have it again. I'm trying not to get. I'll stop talking about the politics. Anyway, President Trump promised to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, emphasizing the need to embrace digital assets to drive economic growth and technological leadership. Signs the executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin. Okay, here we go. In March, President Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a U.S. digital asset stockpile. I guess that's Bitcoin. Is that Ethereum? Is that Chonkers? Like, what is that? Is that Ripple? Does anybody know what consists of the U.S. digital asset stockpile? Is it digital Blu-rays of the Titanic? I don't know. Positioning the United States as a leader among nations in government digital asset strategy. And Trump has long been a proponent of the Genius Act, saying it is going to make America the undisputed leader in digital assets. Nobody will do it better. Just pure genius. Digital assets are the future, and our nation is going to own it. We are talking about massive investment and big innovation. The House will hopefully move lightning fast and pass a clean Genius Act. Get it to my desk. No delays. I mean, it's been signed. This is American brilliance at its best, and we are going to show the world how to win in digital assets like never before. Yeah, man. Congratulations, us. We have a new digital asset class rolling out that will be 100% tracked. And once it's operating smoothly and the American people trust it enough, we will just get rid of paper currency altogether. And every transaction will just have to be through black market trade or through digital means. Mercury Dimes only Bitcoins I have. I like it, Lee Chevery. The Mercury Dime is your smallest bit. Yeah, you can go get some of those silver bits over there from, what's his name? Silver Dave, right? How do we feel about that, guys? How do we feel? Everybody, anybody have any comments, good or bad? I mean, it seemed like one or two people in the chat were feeling somewhat positive about it, or at least like trying to make a positive argument out of it. Some were very much against it. Let me know. Let's see how you guys feel about this, and we can discuss it. We can discuss it and see what the consensus of the community is about. Evolutionary Capitalist, thanks for being here. Kevin Hawthorne, hello. Dennis Stroy, what's going on? I'm just saying some hellos while we all take a second. Stacker Kim, oh, welcome. I think I already said that. Pilgrim, welcome back. Did I get everybody? Did I catch everybody? Aranak Kev, thanks for being here. Risky Business, Jerry Maguire. Oh, you're Aranaki. You're just throwing out all the Tom Cruise movies, huh? Show me the money. Show me the Bitcoin. Basically, right? Yeah, good movie, Minority Report. We're not too far away. Trump overbought on Dogecoin and is trying to make it work. That would be Elon. Elon's the Doge guy. Stockpile dank memes. Yeah. Meme wars of 2030 are going to be wild. Yeah. Gruder, what's up? Just put the chip in my brain already. Yeah, Gruder, I hear you. I hear you. When's Neuralink finished? So we can just all turn into zombies that just play video games and some protein vitamin pellet gets deposited into my mouth every like couple of hours, right? Isn't a digital system just master keystroke away from deletion? Cannot convince me of a system is man-made. It cannot be hacked. Another smarter system is always in the process. Yeah, Barry. I mean, I think that's a legitimate fear. You know, we had like a few like weird things happen already in like the last couple of years. We've had grid outages. We've had planes lose their, electronics. We've had ships lose their power and electronics and drive into bridges and collapse them. We've had multiple cell phone outages. We've had multiple AWS cloud outages that have shut down the banking system and the transaction banking world. I mean, it's already happening. What happens when it's all even more interconnected and dependent, right? Where the system has to work or nothing works, right? I don't know. It will just be normal in a generation or two. They won't know any better. Yeah, nap time. I agree with you. I don't think this is a problem for us and our generation. We're just going to be like pounding our fist and kicking rocks and like, drinking Busch Light, looking at the sunset in our retirement. Talking about the good old days when like you could smell a dollar bill. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Crypto is now and the future currency. This is Blue Maldonado, a decentralized social credit score. Yeah, I didn't want to go into that because this wasn't, social credit scores weren't directly addressed here, but this does absolutely open the door to very easily a social credit score based on, hey, this guy goes out and is spending money at 2 a.m. at bars and clubs 5 nights a week, I don't think I trust him with a loan or with rent payments because he's not a responsible person or something. This does open the door to that social credit score for sure. Gotta go. Have a good night. Take care. Big green stacker. No digital control for me. I do not need the government's help with my money. How do you physically hold digital money? No power, no internet, no money. Walter, I think that there's going to be a world where you just don't have the choice. That's where I think it's leading. Now, again, we're not there yet. There's still enough of us around that don't want this. But you got to remember, the next generation of kids and stuff growing up, man, they grew up through COVID and things. Like they were forced to be online, doing school online, not interacting, to them holding a tablet and going online and playing games and doing their homework and all that stuff and checking their assignments and stuff. Like that's checking social media, interacting through social media, not even in person. Like that's going to be second nature for them. And so, I don't know about you guys, but if I really wanted to, I could go every day for years and years and years without ever actually having physical cash if I wanted to, right? I could very easily pay all of my bills online, make all of my transfers and transactions to other people online, get all my direct deposits from all the different businesses and payrolls and, sales and all that stuff, all direct deposited in all these different accounts. Like you don't actually have to have physical currency in today's day and age. And listen. So it's not that unbelievable to see this actually springing up in the near future. That's all I'm really getting at. Silver did not like my marks. By the way, I just want to do a quick checkup on the spot prices. So look at this. Dang, are we actually starting to see gold finally making its run, guys? Because in fairness, we were talking about not that long ago how gold had kind of stagnated while silver was rising. But if we're really looking at this, gold is actually on the move again. So there might be something going on here where there might be something going on here where gold is going to make its run now, and silver's going to go back to playing catch up again. That would be kind of cool. I've been waiting for gold to make a run. I was talking about back when it was like $4,300. I was like, hey, we stagnated for like a month or two here, and that's a good sign. That's why I started buying gold again. I was pretty candid about that. And yeah, I'm happy to see it break out, and it broke through that resistance level around 4,400, and it's not really looking back. And again, today it's looking like we might have another good positive gold day and a little bit of a flat silver day. We'll see. We'll see what happens. A few years ago, the power went out in all of San Diego County for about 12 to 16 hours overnight. Yeah, I mean, it just happens a lot. If all data is on the blockchain, you can trace wallets and see how much assets were deposited. Yay, everyone knows everyone's paycheck. Yeah, Stapler. It's crazy that we're in 2026 and there's no way to do your taxes online with the federal government. You know, that would be nice too, if I could just take care of everything online. Pay your bills and taxes with trackable dollars and store value and other things. I plan to surf the wave if I can't destroy it. Yeah, Thousandaire, that's, you know, that's kind of the reality. And that's actually why I cover this stuff. Is again, I'm not looking to doom and gloom and like we got to put our head in the sand and shout, you know, as loud as we can so we don't hear the noise of what's going on. Like, I just want to understand what's coming in front of us so that I can position myself to be on the top side of that wave, not the bottom side of that wave getting crushed by it. You know what I mean, Thousandaire? So that's the only reason why I cover this kind of more negative stuff, right? I mean, some people might see this as some people literally, you guys got to understand. I know that we're stackers and we look at this stuff as like not very good for the most part. There are people out there that are not like stackers that they'll be all about this. They don't care about the tracking. They don't care about the privacy. They don't care about the rights violations. They don't care about the idea that their money can be shut off like a water faucet. They don't care. There's people out there that just don't care. Whoa, great chart. Give me like an hour, 2 hours. What are we doing here? Thank you. So just cover it for everybody. But yeah, we want to be able to position ourselves to take advantage of it and to, or at the very least, like there's two ways to kind of look at it. We can position ourselves to take advantage of it, or we can position ourselves to not lose everything that we have, right? That's the idea. Going back to the LCS for another junk to gold swap Wednesday. Heck yeah, Lee. I'm gonna probably do the same. I've got some cash that I had on hand from selling some silver, and I was waiting for an opportunity to kind of deploy it on silver, and just honestly, I never saw the opportunity to buy my silver back up. So I'm gonna probably just go into gold, and it is what it is. You know, I may have missed a little bit of run up, but it's not too much. Not too much of a problem. Gold is bought by CBs printing fiat, not normies. Central banks printing fiat. Gold is bought by central banks printing fiat, not normies. Platinum is the only metal still on sale. Yeah, gold is definitely being bought by nation states and central banks and things like that to build up their reserves. In fact, I could probably try to find the chart for us if you guys give me a second. I'll find the chart, but let me see. Show a list of nations purchasing gold reserves. 2020. AI might provide this. Central bank reserves, gold, view the latest statistics. Let's see this. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. This is 2025, quarter 3. Go annually. All right, here, let me pop this over here. Now, this chart's kind of cool. All right, so here we go. Just to kind of go to your point here, Dr. Detroit, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you guys understand that we can ride the wave. If central banks and countries are purchasing gold at such a quantity that it's causing the price to go up like this because they're bailing out on the US dollar debt, I mean, I don't know about you, but I want to be the one holding the gold when that's happening. I don't have 89.54 tons of it, but I still want to be on here. So this is the annualized increase and decrease of nations with gold. So this is kind of interesting. Poland increased by 89 tons in 2024. That's the latest information I've got. Turkey increased by 77 tons, India 72 tons, China by 44 tons, the Czech Republic by 20 tons. Why isn't the United States here? I wish the United States were buying gold. Okay, and then let's see if we can look at total reserves. Okay, so here's I haven't heard anybody actually audit Fort Knox, but here's apparently the total reserves in U.S. millions. So we have 426,000. Surely that's not the value in millions of dollars, right? That doesn't make sense. This part's not making sense to me because surely we have more than 132 million in gold. So anyway, whatever. There are people buying it. That's at least a good thing. But I don't mind being on the top side of that. Howard Stern, don't have nothing on your radio voice. I appreciate it. I didn't know I actually had a radio voice. I actually hate listening to my voice. Like when I go back and listen to my videos while I'm trying to like respond to comments and things, I hate listening. I have to turn it off on mute. I really don't like listening at all. I bought a few 100 ounces of junk silver when I first subbed to Thousandaire Radio, so the swap is a good deal for me. Thanks, Mr. Instant Pot, aka Friendo. Yeah, I think a lot of us, Thousandaire, if he's still around, I think a lot of us actually pay attention to what that man is doing. He was one of the earliest into platinum after the whole run up on gold and silver. He was definitely talking about and actively purchasing platinum and quarter eagles and I think half eagles and eagles and stuff like that. And I think it was around $900 to $1,200, and he was all in on it, and he kept going. And now he's done really well for himself on the platinum. So yeah, I agree with you. Has anyone else found with age the stuff starts bugging you more? I use Q-tips now. Yeah, like the nose hairs and ear hairs. Yeah, for sure. I did the same thing. I bought quite a bit of junk silver as well, right? Obviously, I guess, but I'm buying it also because right now it's undesirable, and because junk silver is undesirable, you can get it for a very good price, well under spot. And I do think that in the next couple of years, when things stabilize, hopefully they stabilize above where we're currently at. But when they do stabilize, I really do hope that junk silver comes back to being close to spot, or maybe even has a premium. And it wouldn't even be an unheard of situation in the history of this world. So we'll see what happens. We can only hope, right? But yeah. Well, today is Tuesday, January 20th. Our current spot prices, guys, we have gold at $4,819, silver at $94.44, platinum at $2,473, palladium at $18.48, and copper, nobody cares. What is copper? I bet it is the same. $5.86. It is really, 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 one day I want to be the guy that comes on here and says, hey, look, guys, we held above $6. We did it for like 2 days. I want to be the guy that's here that breaks the news that copper's now above $6 and never going to look back. That'll be fun. So anyway, that was really it for today. I wanted to cover that act, the Genius Act, kind of like give everybody a heads up that, this is the direction that we are going to be going as a nation. Assumedly, I don't know how long this stuff would take to kind of get out there. I mean, it's kind of like electric vehicles, right? A lot of people wanted to dive into electric vehicles, but the grid wasn't really set up for it. Charging stations around the world and not all the different gas stations converting to charging station stuff just didn't really happen at the velocity of which we needed it to really take adoption. And there is a chance that this has some failures, and there's some defaults, and there's some collapses of coins that causes friction and uncertainty, and this could be reversed. But I think it would be prudent for us as savvy investors and preparers and stackers to think about the ramifications that this could have on your life and your money and your wealth. And if you are a crypto person, maybe you start looking into blockchains and things and coinage that the US might consider using as a stable coin. And it might be time to kind of like poke and prod into some of those and spread yourself out. Again, not financial advice, just friendly neighborhood conversational advice. You know what I mean? That's all I really got for you guys today. Thank you so much, everybody that hopped in here and hung out with us. I do appreciate it very, very much. You never know how much it means that anybody, one person even stops in here to say hello while we go live. So thank you. Have an amazing week. I will not be doing a live tomorrow. I'll be dropping a video about some of the community members that have reached out and sent some swag and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed that little community video, and appreciate you again. Have a wonderful, God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys on probably Thursday evening. Stay safe. Keep on stacking, boys.